A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Wednesday, May 15th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. The House of Representatives last evening approved a permanent ban on barge anchorages on the Hudson River in the greater Hudson Valley area, preventing the river from becoming what bill sponsor Congressman Pat Ryan calls a parking lot. There had been a temporary ban on those barge anchorages until now, says Ryan.
There's one authorized barge anchoring area near Hyde Park that's been there for decades. What they were trying to do is not only add more anchoring locations, they were trying to allow a situation where any barge could anchor anywhere along the entire river from, the Tappan Zee Bridge all the way up to Albany.
Ryan, who has the support for the measure from Congressman Mark Molinaro and Michael Lawler, both Republicans, expects the bill, which is part of the Coast Guard Authorization Act, to have smooth sailing in the Senate. Ulster County's been looking for a new health commissioner ever since Dr. Carol Smith retired months ago, and to date has only entertained one licensed physician candidate. The county legislature last night voted to consider hiring a public health director as an alternative. One county lawmaker, Kathy Nolan, is a medical doctor, and she even supports both options.
It is the individual. It is the person who comes to that position rather than the credential, which is really the important criteria here.
If the county does hire a public health director instead of an MD, it would also need to hire a doctor as medical examiner. It's Christmas in May for the Kingston City Police Department. The state has awarded the department over $1.1 million for technology upgrades. Police Chief Egidio Tinti knows what he would like for the men and women of his department.
We did submit a wish list, I guess you could say, in regards to expanding our city cameras, the use of technology as far as the deployment of license plate readers, additional software, and upgrades to most, if not all, of our computers and scanners that we have.
At present, the Kingston Police Department has 30 street surveillance cameras and hopes to secure additional ones with the state funds. 33-year-old Alex Frazier of Poughkeepsie has been convicted of murder by a jury after a trial before Dutchess County Court Judge Jessica Siegel. Frazier stabbed his roommate, 24-year-old Dante Brown, in the head in their shared residence at 25 South Grand Avenue in Poughkeepsie on June 4th of last year. The trial lasted 7 days, and the jury returned on Monday with a guilty verdict after 2 days of deliberations. He faces 25 years to life in prison when sentenced in July. More news right after this.
Find over 100 retailers allowing you to spend hours shopping safely at the Galleria at Crystal Run. Enjoy the big brands and the diverse selection of family-owned stores all in one location. The Galleria at Crystal Run offers dining options for everyone with Fuji 110 Grill, Allen's Mediterranean Grill, and Peru Cuisine. Discover the Mid-Hudson Valley's premier shopping, dining, and entertainment destination, the Galleria at Crystal Run. For more information, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit GalleriaCrystalRun.com.
5 graduation ceremonies have been planned for this coming weekend at SUNY New Paltz, all to be held indoors at the Athletic and Wellness Center. Typically, the ceremonies are held outdoors, but this year, the graduate commencement ceremony on Friday and the 4 undergraduate ceremonies, 2 each on Saturday and Sunday, will be held indoors. While school officials provide no explanation for the change, it's speculated that it has to do with the recent outdoor protests about the Israeli war against Hamas terrorists. Recently, over 100 protesters were arrested by state police for trespass and disorderly conduct, with many in the community criticizing the show of force by state police. Ulster County District Attorney Emmanuel Neji, a 1984 graduate of New Paltz and one who grew up during the Nigeria-Biafra Civil War, said the cause or objective of the assembly and protest is noble and laudable, but does not legitimize disregarding the rules of law. Police in Newburgh said on Tuesday that the man who was shot and killed Monday night in front of 33 Hasbrook Street was the 25-year-old Rock Tavern man. Another man in the car with him, a 20-year-old resident of New Windsor, was also shot and remains in critical condition in the hospital, police say. The wounded victim's injuries are considered life-threatening and treatment is ongoing, authorities said. The names of both victims were withheld by police. A convicted felon who's on parole has been charged with possessing a cache of weapons in his Village of Goshen apartment. The case began when Justin Babick allegedly made threats of violence against law enforcement. Goshen Village Police and State Parole conducted a check on his apartment at 51 West Main Street, where they found a loaded .45 caliber handgun. He was arrested, a search warrant was obtained, and a search of his home by police and a canine unit yielded 3 more handguns, 3 ghost guns, 3 long guns, including a modified AR-15 type assault rifle, ballistic body armor, and thousands of rounds of ammunition. Babick was charged with several counts of criminal possession of a weapon and a parole violation. He was remanded to the Orange County Jail without bail. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.